I'm the event manager for this event up in Ellerton, and I am leading on all the logistics and getting everything ready for you. So that is me. And we also have Jazz from the team.
Hi everyone. So yeah, I'm Jasmine Yo. I'm the fundraising coordinator here at Level Water. So all of your many fundraising emails will be coming from me.
Mhm.
So you can finally put a face to a name.
And
Hi
Ben.
all. I am Ben. I'm the events assistant here at Level Water. Been here for about a year and 4 months now. This will be, I don't know, what, seventh or eighth relay now. Super excited. New Lake. Yeah, buzzing to just welcome everyone to Ellerton. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thanks, Ben. So we have the recording has now started. Is that correct? Perfect.
Correct.
Yeah.
Perfect. So we are recording. So welcome everybody. So nice to have you here. This is our level water swimmer briefing for the Ellerton Park Wild Swim Relay. And we, as Ben says, we are super excited to be doing this, a new lake for us, and we are looking forward to heading north and coming and meeting you all. So we are going to go through a few logistics things, and then we will answer questions on logistics, and then we'll just give you a bit more information about fundraising and the charity. In terms of questions, if you've got questions as you're going along, just type them into the chat. We'll keep an eye on them. We'll answer them as and when we can. But once we've sort of gone through some slides, we'll give you a chance to sort of unmute, ask questions, and we'll try and get everything answered for you. Oh, that moved when I didn't expect it to. That's always good, isn't it? Anyway, let's crack on with timings for the event. So I'm just moving my notes up. This is obviously the 5th of September in a couple of weeks' time. So arrival is from 8 o'clock on the Saturday morning. So please don't arrive before 8 o'clock. That is when you can turn up with your teams, get your camping set up. If you would like to camp with your team, please try all and arrive at the same time so that you can get your camping spaces next to each other. We will open registration at 9. So start coming down to registration then. Everyone needs to come down and just get registered with us so we know who's on site. And then we need to make sure that your first swimmer has been registered by 11 o'clock. So even if there's others that are a bit later, as long as the first swimmer is registered by 11, then that is fabulous. And then at 11:30, we will be having an all swimmer briefing. So your first swimmer in the water needs to come to that ready to swim, so all changed and ready to go. And at that time at 11:30, we will be working through all the safety briefing, other information about the site, how the whole thing is going to run, what happens at each changeover in more detail. At 8 o'clock on the first evening, that is when we're hoping that spectators will need to leave the site. And it's also when we will start saying that tow float lights and headlights need to be used. And we'll come on and talk more about that in a moment. So once we start at 12 o'clock, we have a relay handover every hour. So at 12 o'clock, the first swimmer from each team all heads into the lake. At about 10 to the next hour, our safety team will start closing the course, which is a 400-meter loop, and stopping people start a new lap and start sending them back to shore so that you can then get out and we've got enough time for people to finish their final lap, get out, hand over their relay band, which is on this picture, the pink wristband to the next team member. And then the next team member is lined up, ready to go. So at about the start of the top of the next hour, or maybe a minute before or after, once we have been given the all clear by the swim safety team, we can then start the next people in the next round of the relay to get in. And we'll just repeat that each hour. The only difference overnight is that around the archway where people leave to go into the water and come back from the water, we will have green lights when it's time to be swimming, and red lights when the hour is up. So that's when you need to come back in from the water. You'll see big red lights, and that will be another indication, as well as the swim safety team, to head back to shore, finish your lap, and head on out at the end of your hour. On the Sunday morning at 6 o'clock, that's when spectators are welcome to return to site. And obviously, it all finishes at 12 o'clock. So that's when we all celebrate your amazing achievements. We've said here one set of lights per team for overnight swimming. So what we've said on all the swim instructions, and I'm sure they're being put in the chat as a reminder of where all the information is to have two lights. It's a white light on the back of your head, on your goggles, and then a coloured light either on or in your tow float. I think that is, I'm just double checking that is the right way round, unless somebody can remind me. So you can swap those over with your team each time that you get to the top of the hour. So you don't need more than one set of lights during the night. If you only got one set of lights in your team, you've got enough time in the changeover to take your lights off your head and your tow float and hand them on to your next team member. Right, what's next? So this is just coming on to talk about camping. We have a relatively small amount of campsite space. We'll come on and show you a site plan in a moment. So please be considerate, pack light, share kit. Not everyone's going to be sleeping at the same time, so you can share tents. Please don't bring any sort of marquees, awnings, gazebos, anything that's going to take up lots and lots of space, because we just won't have enough camping space for everyone to do that. We will have cars parked in a separate parking field, and camper vans for anyone who's bringing a camper van will be in a separate car park in the overflow car park. So those will be separate from the tents. So the tents are going to be in one place, parking somewhere else, camper van somewhere else. So you just need to make sure you are self-sufficient within your camping area. And then this is just a plea that obviously people are going to be sleeping at all times of the day and night. So obviously just be considerate of everyone in the campsite and keep noise to a minimum. And as we've said, all that info is on the event info page. So you may well know this lake far better than we do. So this is our 400-meter loop, the swim loop, right in front of our event village on this side of the lake. You can see where we've got everything else. Your main entrance that you would normally come in and then come up to the main car park. For parking, you are going to be taken off to the right and go along to the grass area that is on that side of the lake, top left of this map, which is where the parking will be. The main car park we will keep for some camping drop-off for people who can't carry their camping kit, for overflow, for visitor parking, but we'll generally try and keep that space as clear as we can so that we haven't got too much going on around the event village. And then what is normally the Ellerton Park overflow car park, which is sort of the top right grey part on here, is going to be where the sort of camper vans and some of the day parking and day visitors will be, to make sure they go in that the same way. Next to them will be the accessible camping and parking for accessibility needs. And then beyond that is the swimmer camping, sorry, on the yellow. And what we're trying to do is keep everything as close to the event village as we can, away from the houses and the village further down. So food and drink. Obviously, this is bring your own. You have to be self-sufficient. You have to bring anything you might need across the whole of the time that you're there. So things like pot noodles, porridges, flapjacks, anything that's easy to warm up, anything you can stick hot water in and make a quick meal, or quickly heat on a camping stove are all brilliant things. We will have urns that we will be running all through the day and night. So you can bring tea and coffee, bring your own mug, come and grab hot water. If you need that, you can use that for hot water bottles. You can use it for making pot noodles. That is there for you. We've said leave no trace. Please take all rubbish away with you. We'd love to leave the camping and all the areas completely rubbish free and tidy when we leave. No fires or barbecues. We are absolutely strict about this, especially after the recent government alerts. What we are doing for our event this weekend, which may well happen at Ellerton as well, is that we are having a separate gas stoves area, cooking area that's away from the camping and is away from everything else. We won't have any fire pits. We'll absolutely won't have any fires, barbecues, flares, anything else that could catch fire. And we'll keep a separate safe part on hard ground that will be where everyone can come and bring their camping stoves and cook their meals, so that it's all in one place with fire equipment and fire safety mats, so that there's no chance that we can cause any undue fires. In terms of weather, it's a little bit too far out at the moment to forecast. Obviously, it's been super hot for a very long time, but we will update everyone by email, by WhatsApp. We'll make sure the WhatsApp groups information is in the chat. If you haven't already joined the WhatsApp group, that's a really good place, especially nearer the time and over the weekend, to get all the information and to know what's happening and the latest updates to you. But saying been super hot recently. It can still get cold. You need to make sure you're prepared for all weathers. We have had times where it's really cool overnight and people need warm clothes. They need hot water bottles, especially if they've swum skins, they've got out of the lake, there's a bit of a breeze. It can still get really chilly. So make sure you've got enough weather clothes for all weathers and that you're really prepared just in case there is any cold weather. If the weather gets really bad, I mean, it seems unlikely at this point, but if there's really high winds, heavy rain, thunderstorms, lightning, anything like that, then we'll talk to our swim safety team, but we may have to suspend swimming while that passes, and then we'll start again as soon as we can. Volunteers. Now, our lovely volunteers are a really, really vital part of our team. I know we've sent some emails about this, but we really would love every team to supply at least one volunteer if they can. It doesn't have to be for the whole time. It can just be for a couple of hours. You can go and swim in the middle of a volunteering shift. But do, if you see the links, do offer to volunteer, come and join us. You might get a small gift. And it's a really lovely way of getting to see what everyone else is up to and keeping lovely high vibes and for all the participants. So all our volunteers will be in pink or yellow high-vis vests. And if you've got any questions on the day, just go and ask anyone in the high-vis vest. If they don't know the answer, they will come and find one of the level water team. They will point you to medics. They will point you to, hot water, cold water, showers, anything that's we've got that you need. We will make sure they know what that is and be able to answer all your questions. And I think this may be the last slide, but just in terms of well-being and safety. So Ben should already have been in touch if people have got specific requirements around accessibility or other needs. If you've got any and anything you're concerned about to do with accessibility, then just email swim@levelwater.org and Ben will get back to you. And we'll do everything we can to make sure that you can swim, that you can participate safely, and you can get involved as much as you can. On the other hand, if you have been sick in any way in the 48 hours leading up to the event, any sickness, any diarrhea, vomiting, any of that sort of thing, even if you feel better, please, please do not attend. We do not want that spread around hundreds of people in close proximity camping together. Please make frequent use of hand washing facilities while you're there. And we'll do everything we can, obviously, to minimize any issues like that. And also, if you have been diagnosed with a heart condition since buying your ticket, then please do not swim if you don't have your doctor's approval to do so. Another important safety consideration. Obviously, we have our medics on site. We have our brilliant swim safety team. They will be looking out for everyone, but we just want to make sure everyone is as safe as possible and we're all going to look out for each other, both on and off the water. These are all the links which I believe have been going in the chat. So one is for the fundraising hub that Jazz will come on and talk about in a moment. We've talked about the event information that's all in there. That includes things like your kit list, packing list, the sign up form to volunteer, the WhatsApp group. If you haven't already joined it, please share that with everyone in your team. And I think that is the quick overview from me for the moment. Have there been questions in the chat? Ben, would you like to run through any that have already been asked and answered so we've got them recorded on the video for anyone watching this afterwards, and then we'll answer any live ones?
Absolutely. Yeah. Mandy just put in a quick question about using camping stoves within camper vans.
We'll check on that, I think. I mean, you'd imagine that's going to be safe enough. I'm just trying, that overflow car park is grass, isn't it? It's not hard standing, which is where the camper vans are going to be. So I think that's probably a yes.
Let's have a chat about it.
But we'll have a chat and make sure we confirm. If we haven't confirmed, come and ask us at registration, but we will also cover it in the safety briefing on the day.
Sally, yes, there are hot showers. There's 2 shower blocks, I believe. Yeah, 1 female, 1 male shower block. Both have hot showers. I believe there's 3 or 4 in each, with flushing loos and yeah.
I was going to ask about that. Sorry.
Sorry,
I
go on,
was going
David.
to ask about that because I know the facilities, they're not particularly brilliant.
Okay.
The showers are a bit of a trickle, and the toilets are they're okay, but there's only one in the male. There's only one cubicle and one trough, so I can imagine, depending on how many people are there, that could be. I was wondering if there was going to be some extra,
We have
portaloos or
plenty
something.
more toilets. Yes, we have plenty more toilets coming on site.
Okay.
Yeah, there'll be plenty in the camping area. So there'll be lots. There'll be I don't know how many man urinal, but hand washing stations, portaloos, in the camping area, and yes, mainly in the
We've got-
camping area, and then
Yeah,
one
we've
an
got
accessible toilet as well in the accessible camping. So there
we've
will
got
be more than the
space
ones.
hand washing
Great, thank you.
stations, everything, fire alarm points, all is being hired.
Yes. Any
Uh,
other questions in the chat?
Yeah, Helena says you can't see any of the slides. Can everyone else see the slides?
Ooh.
If you could
Yeah.
confirm. Yep.
Yep.
That is usually an
Yes.
individual, how you've got your screen set up rather than something we can change. But I mean, most of them were just pretty pictures and notes and reminders and bullet points about what I've just said. If you would like to see them afterwards and haven't seen them, then obviously have a look at the replay. It might just be useful for looking at the site map more than anything.
Yeah. Cool. And yeah, that's about it.
That is about it. Has anyone else got any questions? I'm sure you've all got lovely questions. Feel free to unmute or put your hand up or whatever. Don't be shy.
Just a bit more on the lights.
Yeah.
When I have done an event at Ellerton in the evening, but that was kind of tow floats with lights in. So I'm not aware of what kind of lights. Is there some website or something you could advise us on where we can get lights for this specific purpose?
Absolutely. We can share a link. If Ben can't grab it immediately, it's definitely in the swimmer tab in the Q&A. If you don't get them, we will have some with us that you can buy. So there will be spares there that can be purchased. They're quite small. They're called adventure lights. They have a clip. They're just quite a small light battery that you can put on your goggles, on your tow float, in your tow float. In terms of overall lights, in terms of the lake itself, the buoys are lit up. So the buoys marking out the course will be lit up at night, so you can see exactly where you're swimming. And our swim safety team will all have light up vests on as well, so you can see where the kayaks are. And obviously your lights on you are so that the swim safety team can see where you are and which direction you're swimming in, hence the white and coloured lights.
Yeah. One problem we did have on that event was a lot of lights on the shore kind of pointing out at the swimmers, and that kind of marred a lot of the buoys as well, which was a bit tricky to find your way. So I guess you've got an idea on that.
Unless there are some venue ones that we're unaware of, we will not have lights like that on the shore of our own, because we like to keep the lake not dark, but as dark enough that it feels like a real experience and that it feels like you're swimming at night. Unless, Ben, you know of any lights that are in the venue.
There's none at Ellerton. It was
No.
it was an event specific set of lights, which I've told the team was great that they had the buoys and the lights on the buoys and everything, but a lot of them were just wiped out by all the lights they had on the bank.
Yeah.
So
no, you'll definitely be able to see the buoys. They will be very bright and obvious, and the rest of the lake should be fairly dark.
Yeah.
Yes.
And just to add to that point, Angela, just because I actually swam at Ellerton recently and camped overnight there,
Oh,
so
yes, of course
I have
you
that
did.
kind of nighttime experience. And one thing that we will definitely have as well, and we have at our Ellerton relays, which is really helpful at night, just for understanding when you're coming to the end of your lap. And at the beginning of it is our archway as you kind of enter the water. At nighttime, it has kind of coloured lights on it, so it will flash green when it's time to start the lap. And then when it's time to kind of finish your final one, it will go red. So that's the only thing you'll see, just to indicate to you it's time to come back to shore, basically. And our swim safety will also help you with that, as Angela kind of previously said as well.
Okay.
Anything else?
I think all of the rest of the questions I had have been answered in your slides and what have you, so that's good.
Fabulous. And if you do have any others, swim@levelwater.org is the place to get those answered. So, in which case, I'm going to pass over to Jasmine to talk a little bit more, if it lets me do this, about
Click on to
fundraising.
the next slide. Amazing. Thank you so much, Angela. And as I just said, I mean, I'm really excited for all of you because having recently had the joy of kind of camping and having a swim up in Ellerton, it really is such a beautiful lake and the water is gorgeous. It's really clear. You're all going to have the absolute best time. So yeah, it's really nice to see lots of you today that are kind of gearing up for this great experience. And our swim relays really are kind of one of the greatest celebrations, I think, of our level water community. And it's really nice for me to be the person you get to kind of come to for all of the day-to-day questions, queries, then, and how to kind of maximize your impact in that community. So as all of you will know from my many, many, fundraising emails to you all, every stroke you take funds one-to-one swimming lessons for children with disabilities, and you really are opening up a kind of lifetime of freedom, confidence, and joy in the water by taking part in this event. So thank you so much. Um, and so let me give you some background and kind of a bit more about Level Water. So Ian started Level Water kind of back in 2012 at one pool in Putney. And so now, kind of 14 years later, thanks to people like you, we have over 1,500 children swimming at over 250 pools, which is amazing. But for kind of all of that rapid growth, demand for our services is far, far greater. And there's a lot left for us to do. So just for context, our waiting list has grown to kind of 8,500 children and it's still rising. And of the kids on our waiting list, kind of roughly 4 out of 5 of those children are not able to meet physical activity guidelines, and nearly half of all of those who've tried to access lessons have had to attempt to 3 or more times. And so those mainstream group lessons really often don't meet disabled children's needs. And those private one-to-one sessions can be really expensive or simply unavailable. So with your help, what we're doing is building a future where every child gets an equal opportunity to play, move, and grow through swimming. And so the next couple of weeks is when your fundraising really, really takes off. So we always see a big spike in donations just before the swim. So now is really a great time to get your asks out there. Tell your friends, tell your family how the training's going. Share a little video, even if you're not feeling super confident, especially if you're not, that's kind of what makes people real and makes people respond. You would have seen the video that I included in my kind of email all about fundraising tips. It really doesn't have to be polished. Just speak from the heart. People really respond to that. And if you're not sure where to start, obviously we use WhatsApp to communicate with a lot of you, and WhatsApp is a brilliant tool. It's personal, it's really easy, and once you've written one message, you can send it to so many different people, and you'll be amazed at really how far you can get just through those kind of one-to-one asks. Um, Other key tips is really just make sure you're just giving pages up to date. A quick post or a thank you is really great to keep the momentum going. If you're training and your training swims, you're logging them on Strava or something, you can often link that to your just giving page. And the kind of our swimmers find that the more they share, the more support kind of rolls in. And we've obviously got loads of bits you can use. So the fundraiser hub, the link which was shared in the chat, includes loads of videos, photos, real stories. We've also got on our website kind of the stories tab, which is great for you to use. And you can then kind of share those and tell people why your swim really matters. So please don't forget about those resources. And if you're on this call and you've not had your first donation yet, one great way to start is by donating £15 to your own page. £15 is what it costs for us to deliver one lesson with Level Water. And so that shows people that you're committed, and it often encourages others to follow your lead. And the best bit is that our amazing headline sponsor, Vivo Barefoot, will then match fund your first £15. So just like that, you funded 2 life-changing lessons. So thank you so much. So those are kind of the main tips, and we're kind of, if anyone's got any questions, please put them in the chat. But I'm just going to finish with a little story. And I'd love to tell you about a very special young man called Suvir. So Suvir is 9 and he lives with muscular dystrophy, a condition that gradually weakens his muscles. But in the water, something incredible happens. Suvir lights up and you can see it in his whole body. His mum, Tanvi, found out about level water and she wanted him to have a space where he could move, build strength, and just be a child free from limits. So what we did is we paired Suvir with one of our teachers, Emma, who designed every session just for him. It's 50% swim lesson, 50% physio, and 100% pure joy. And so then the bond that Emma and Suvir kind of grew together and had was amazing. He's laughing, confident, playful. And afterwards, his mum told us that friends who hadn't seen him in a while said they couldn't believe the difference in him. And so outside of the pool, life is pretty challenging. Tanvi is preparing to become his full-time carer. They're searching for an accessible school and thinking about how to adapt their home. But in the water for, those 30 minutes a week, everything lifts. He's not defined by what he can't do, and he is completely free. And so Tanvi said to us if she could, she would build a pool in their back garden just to keep giving him that joy. And so that's really the power of what you're doing. Your fundraising gives families like Suvir's that joy and that freedom and that hope. So massive thank you from all of us. Truly, like your fundraising has a numerical value, but to the families we work with, it's absolutely priceless. And so massive thank you. We'll see you all soon, and we cannot wait to have the best time up in Ellerton.
Fab. Thank you, Jasmine. One thing I just thought of while Jazz was talking there was about tow floats, which we didn't mention earlier. Our policy for tow floats is that every swimmer must have one, whether you're skins or wetsuit, day and night. That is, I know it doesn't account for Ellerton because it's the first time we've come to you, but that's a change from previous years. So if you've been anywhere else or you've heard about things in the past, that is different this year. So you will need a tow float for, and then in the last hour of swimming, we, depending on whether swim safety say it's safe to do so, we usually allow all teams to go in en masse so that every member of your team gets to swim part or all of the last hour together so that you can all finish together. So if you're thinking about how many tow floats you might need, if you want to all swim together at the end, then you'll need a tow float each. Whereas earlier in the day, obviously you can pass a tow float on in the same way as you do lights. Again, we have spare tow floats for sale at the event, so don't worry too much if you forget. But that was just one thing I suddenly thought that we should have mentioned earlier. Any final questions before we let you get on with your evening? We will have merch for sale as well, so come along ready to buy amazing t-shirts. Anything else from Ben or Jasmine? Anything else we need to mention?
No, nothing from me. Nothing more has come in the chat. We'll also have hoodies on sale.
And hoodies, yeah.
T-shirts and hoodies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, nothing else from me. I just popped the obviously fundraise at levelwater.org if anyone has any questions.
Is it cash or card or either?
Prefer card, but cash works just as well.
Just checking. Thank you.
No, that's fantastic. Well, we are very excited to be coming up and visiting you. I think we're all going to be there. And yeah, we will see you then, along with some more of our team. But if you've got any more questions in the meantime, do use those email addresses. We love hearing from you. And yeah, just keep encouraging more people to sign up and get more teams and more swimmers. The more the merrier.
Exactly. And it's a beautiful lake. It's like, yeah.
Oh, it is. It's a lovely lake.
It's so gorgeous. Yeah, honestly, one of the best swims I've had in ages.
Oh,
Might be worth just mentioning. I don't know whether you've seen them, Jasmine, but there are various vehicles buried in the lake. There's also dolls on them vehicles. There's a diving team that go and they use it for practice. So you'll see
I did know
various
about
vehicles.
Yeah.
Depending on the actual course, it looks like you might see at least 2 of them.
Yeah, it keeps you definitely stuff to look at, which is exciting.
Yeah, oh, definitely, yeah.
Because normally you don't get to look at anything. Yeah.
Plenty of fish. There's lots of fish in there, pike and all sorts.
Excellent. That clear water, that's going to be
It's
brilliant.
really, yeah, it's really, really clear, which
Very
is
clear.
great. Yeah.
And the weeds will be gone, so that'll be good as well.
Amazing. Looking forward to it. Fabulous. Well, thank you for joining us, everyone, and we will see you in a couple of weeks.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank
Cheers.
Thanks,
you.
Em. Bye.
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 Lost my cursor on my screen, so I can't leave the chat. So I'm not just hanging around like
No,
a
no,
weirdo,
you're
Don't worry
good.
about it,
but I
Mandy.
literally can't get it to appear. I'll
It's all
We can
good.
stay in chat if
I
you
was
want.
trying to find out figure out how to stop the record in case we hadn't done that. So we're all good.
Oh, yes, we do need to stop that.
I might need to trim that. I
Here
can
we
throw people out. It's easy enough to do.
got it. Thank
There we go.
you.
Have a good evening, guys.
Cheers.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. There we go.
Nice one. Yeah, you just got to stop the recording, Angela. I think you're still going.
See it. I can only see the end. What's it on?
I can see it at the top. It's got a little next to the badge. It's
There
got
we
a little
go.
cloud.